What's up? What's up? This your boy Scott Lewis, apartment gamer and more. What's good, people? What's good? I'm back. I'm back. I had to switch studios. I had to switch studios. I had to switch studios. I had to switch machines. Other machine is down. So, what's good, man? Yeah, I was talking about why I think they've drafted so many guards and what it meant for them to make those moves and where it stands at now to actually. I'm gonna send out an invite to. Let me copy that. Yeah. So I personally think that, like, for the system that Jordy was trying to make or trying to do, it it had a lot to do with the guards. I knew before the draft, and I've been telling people that we needed a guard. That guard play was the key to Jordy's offense. You got to remember when he had a half-ass. I mean, he had Schroeder here. You could see where that offense goes, where he wants, and what he want to implement. If you just watch it, he wants ball movement, and he wants everybody to be able to handle the ball. Really, I mean, really, that's what he really wants. He wants 5 handlers on the court. Everybody should be able to dribble and touch the ball. That's what he wants. Clearly, that's what he wants. And you can't just shoot. You got to be able to move the ball. If you can shoot, it's fine. That's fine, but you got to be able to move the ball. Okay, you just got to. And the way he plays his guards, they got to be flexible, be able to. He likes that you can guard more than one position. It's not doing you no good if you just guard in your position. I mean, what's good? Then sometimes the way the game is played, they do a lot of switching. So when they switching, things happen. So it's like you need that guard play. You need to be able to switch. If you look at Igor Demand, Igor is more of a tweener between guard and forward with ball handling skills, and they like what they saw. Once like I said, once the 1 through 6 or 1 through 7 was gone, that was it. That was it. As far as they concerned, that was it. What's up, Cuss One? What's good? What's good? Um, yeah. So to me, that was it. They Igor Demand and Nolan Terrell was on their list, not from the top, or I wouldn't say that was their number one pick. But once they couldn't move down, they wasn't going to sell the farm just to get one pick, knowing that the team, knowing the team needs all of it. It's not just one, and I know that's baffling that they just picked one player, but they had to pick a player, and they needed more than one in one position, and they need more than one position. That's what I'm saying. So, and they knew that anything in between was basically the same. It was going to be a project. Some of the players just didn't fit the bill. Whether they was skill enough for them, whether they was, okay, yeah, you could score, but you can't pass, you can't do this. We need you to do that, or you can't go on a smaller position. to a bigger position, or if you are forward and you can't guard another forward or a smaller forward or a center on a switch. Yes, but you could score. You know, maybe you're not fast enough. Maybe they saw something. It didn't matter at that point because all the between 10 and 20 was all going to be short of something. That was Sean's thinking. They all short of something. So we might as well get the one that we feel is the best at the what we need done. They didn't just take the best available according to what Scout said. They took what they felt that they can bring up in their system the easiest. I don't know if you know what I mean, or do people think that what I'm saying is wrong? Yeah, it's something about him that I like. Um, he's better than what they make him seem to be. You got to remember BYU, where he came from. The team really wasn't good when he wasn't on the floor on that college team. They were not good. When he came on the floor, they were a better team. So he make people better around him. I don't know if you can actually judge that. Like, can you? Is that a statistic that you know what I'm saying? Like, is that a statistic that you can see? Probably so if you know break it down, but that they did know that, and every other team knew that he wasn't going to be there at 19. That's he was going to be gone by 15. So they was at 8. They was going to pick him. They were going to pick him. Yes, some people say, okay, well, if you knew that was your guard, why would you get Ben Sarab? I get it. I get that part. And I said that same thing to myself. Why would you get a third guard? But he's more of a tweener than a guard. He can be on the floor with either one of these guards. So one of them might not make the cut or might not come, but they felt comfortable picking them because they knew that was what they wanted in their system. That type of guard, a guard that can pass the ball, a team-oriented guard, not a selfish scoring guard, because you can score anytime. I always say the talent level amongst players is minuscule. I understand that there's this elite type player, like we know, like LeBron type come out a man child playing in high school and he's already at college level. That's a elite. That's generational to me. To some people, Cooper Flag is generational. I get it. He might be, depending on the team, he could show it. But we knew LeBron was generational coming in. Everybody knew that shit. If they, in order to be generational, you can't be doubted. So none of these players, other than maybe Cooper Flag and Dylan Harper, maybe I give you that. Dylan Harper and Cooper Flag were generational to me. That's my thought. That's my thought. I'm just saying that I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. When I'm looking at it, I didn't see these generational like okay, all right. When you look at the draft, not to say that VJ Edgecombe wasn't a great player or a great fit or a great pickup. What I'm saying is he generational? Is he coming in going to score on average 20 points? Is he going to get that burn? Is he going to get that burn to do that? So either way, just like my thumbnail said, when I put the thumbnail there and I had to switch studios because the mic wasn't working on the other studio. Sorry about that. But the thing was, I knew it was Sean was going to get a particular player. It wasn't just based on best available. His picks were calculated for a reason, for what Jordy wanted. I think he leaned on what Jordy wanted. So this is Jordy's play. He's going to have to develop these guys. And development was something that Brooklyn does well. So to me, that was what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, I mean, nobody to me was generational. I even doubt Cooper is, be honest, but everybody claimed that he is. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, he wasn't exactly jumping through the roof. He was on a team that was good. Duke had a great team. Duke had people on the bench that could have went on the draft board in the top 20. Literally on this draft. So really? So I mean, when I'm listening, and I didn't want to say anything about the draft picks right away. That's why I haven't came out with a video about it. I didn't say nothing about it. Nothing. Yeah. I like Wolf too, Quest One. I like Wolf. Wolf is that big that can move the ball around. You know what I'm saying? That's what Wolf was. Wolf was that big that you knew could move the ball around. Well, what's up? What's up?
What's up, Scott?
Not much, not much. Much better? The mic is better or what?
Yeah. I can hear you now. You know what I'm
Yeah. The other studio's fucked up. I got more than one studio. That's a damn shame.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So my question is, I didn't say nothing, Ice, about the draft at all.
All right.
None whatsoever. I watch the shows. I watch your show. I watch Breezy's show. I watch Leave. I watch even other people. I watch Nets Kingdom. I watch everybody talk.
Uh-huh.
And I said, let me study what they were trying to do. And I think his logic was it wasn't going for the best available. They
Yeah.
were not going for the best available. They was going for the best what Jordy wanted
Yeah. I
to
agree with that.
implement his offense. Whatever that is, whatever it is, it's all he's basing his old job on what Jordy wants. And Igor Demand was that type of profile that he wanted, that can switch, that tweener that he wanted. Somebody who can, if you notice, everybody on his draft, he picked three, four guards. Basically, he picked, if you count Wolf, who's a great passer, yes, there's turnovers, yes. They're young. You gotta remember they're young. But they have vision. They all can pass and switch on defense. That was what they were looking at. To
Yeah.
me, that was what they were looking at. What you think?
Yeah. I like I said, the way that they definitely wasn't looking for the best player available. Well, that's a fact.
That's
You
a
know what I'm saying?
fact. That's a fact. That's a
That's a
fact.
fact. They wasn't going for best available. I think that's why fans are hot because we knew
Yeah.
who was best available,
Right.
and you ain't choose not one that was best available.
Right.
So,
Right. They picked no wings. They wasn't worrying about wings. They didn't
right.
want to. They didn't want a wing. They did
No.
not want a wing.
Yeah.
They
Great.
didn't. They must have not seen a wing that fit what they wanted, even though they might be a scoring wing.
Yeah.
It
See,
just did. It's futile if you can score and can't do nothing else.
yeah, like to them, yeah, because them guys, most of the guys, I ain't gonna say everybody's all around, but they damn near there all around. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I looked at it. And I said, like I said on Breezy's, we have a lot of guys who can catch and shoot but can't dribble. And then they
Right,
went out and got all the guys that could dribble, but they can't really, what I mean? They can't really shoot as well.
right,
They can shoot a little bit. So I thought that was the blend and to the wing thing. They must be waiting on somebody or someone. You know what I'm saying? Like some player, they waiting on somebody. I don't know who this player is or what this player look like or the type of player they're going for because it ain't our type of player. It ain't the world's type of player. You know what I mean? Like you already
right,
skipped the world's type of player in the draft. Like these guys that was mocked higher or better on the board, like you didn't choose them. So obviously, you know what I'm saying? You going for something different now. Trayor at 19 was cool. Yegor at 8 wasn't cool. But it was said today. I had a live earlier. It was said that the Brooklyn Nets was looking at Hanson Yang, that center. You know what I'm saying? That Chinese center. And
right.
Portland took him off the board early because they figured somebody else was going to take him. They wasn't going to wait till the 20th to take him or nothing like that. So they said they was going to take him at 19. It was said
Right,
and took Trayor. So that tells me they wanted a certain type of center too. They wanted a big, but I still don't understand why they didn't grab another big. You know what I'm saying? Along with Danny, they went with what's the name? The other guard you was talking about.
right, right. Ben Safar,
Yeah, Ben Saroff. Yeah, Ben Saroff.
Ben
Yeah,
Sarah. Yeah, Ben was a mystery to me, but my thing was thinking that Ben is flexible for them. That's what it is. They looking at flexibility at that point because they probably didn't see Ben went 26. They knew they were going to get Wolf. There wasn't nobody else picking, so they knew they were going to pick Wolf. He was there. Yeah, they clearly want players that have been more than just one or two skill sets.
yeah, yeah. Question one: what I think about Demon? I think Demon will be. I ain't gonna say will, but I keep
You
saying
can't, yeah, you can't really judge it like you
yeah.
said.
But I want to say he's in the way he plays to me is like Tyrese Halliburton.
Right.
He's so basic. He can't really get around you with a move. He don't got too. He don't got a big bag like that. So he needs to
Yeah,
put
Halliburton didn't either. He
right.
couldn't take people off the dribble, but he was crafty.
Right. So I think he's in that similar
Realm.
realm of Halliburton where I need to pick. If you give me a pick, I can make something work. You know what I mean?
Right. You give
I
me a
could work
pick and or I can make that pass.
right.
And I
Right.
and I know where you should be at.
Right.
I
That's
know where you're gonna be at.
that's why I keep saying that he is that type. I know he said he watched Luke and Shea, but he's not in that category. He's more in the Hallie category where like we explaining, like his game is just different. If you set the pick, I will run by whoever's there and I will get in the lane and I will make a pass wherever you open. I will find you.
Right,
And
right.
that's what I think he is, though. I'm not saying he's gonna be Halliburton, but he's in that and he's that caliber type player to me.
I totally believe that. I really do believe that. This was Jordy's. You knew this was Jordy's fingerprint all over it. If you really know Jordy, you would make. What's up, Leaf? Welcome, Leaf.
What's going on? I guess I just jumped into it. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm jumping into the fact that the picks is basically 100,000% Jordy Fernandez,
100%.
and I mean the only way we'll be able to tell that is with the results and the development.
Yeah, I
To me,
think.
I mean, like because like that's it's all in the hands of development right now. Like I mean, what's done is done.
Yeah.
The Portland like it Ice shout out to Ice, man, and shout out to his podcast.
Yes.
Ice had brought up something that I knew all along, but I just didn't ponder it in my mind and figure it out because I knew the danger of what could be drafted between 8 and 19 the entire time.
Right.
And for years we kept getting picks in the 20s anyway. We know, like we've been okay at drafting in the 20s, but the one thing I won't let Nets fans get away with is this whole let Sean Marks cook mentality, because everything right now is left up to development. Sean Marks does not play a hand in development at all.
No, no, he leaning on Jordy.
Yes,
He's
yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
giving.
This is to me, Jordy. If these players become anything in the next year,
Or
two, three,
two.
four,
Yeah, this is Jordy's thing,
it's
man.
Jordy. It's just gonna be Jordy and Jordy Fernandez alone.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
giving no credit to the front office, but yeah, we gonna acknowledge years down the line that these dudes were drafted, but we gonna remember who was here, turning chicken shit into chicken salad.
Yeah, well, I think personally, they knew. I like I said from the beginning, I thought the talent level dropped off. Some people felt there was talent in the middle round. I thought it was a big difference between going from 6 or 7 to 20. There's a difference
Yes, yeah,
between
yeah,
that
absolutely.
that that
I
one
thought
and
it was a
seven, and they wanted to move down, but they couldn't. They knew they could not give up the kitchen sink just for one player because they
obviously,
they
and
need a lot. I think Jordy told them we need bodies.
listen, look. Jordy, yes, and Jordy probably was like the gold dig, was probably the gold digger on the street trying to get into the big body bins, bro. Like he probably was. Listen, I understand that, but at the same time, we did end up with 22, which we didn't have before which we didn't have a week before the draft, and it turned into Drake Powell.
Now
I understand, yeah.
I
So
don't. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I do
yeah,
understand
so
what you're
I'm
saying.
listen. I'm not 100% mad at anything that our front office is doing, because listen, how far in the shitter can we be? Can we go?
Yeah, we
I
already
mean,
there. We
yeah, we
already
already there,
there.
bro. Like we already in the bottom of the pit. Like it's just right now we got to find a ladder. Like you know what I'm saying, to get out this mud. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And right now, this shit all like now that the picks are in, all of this shit rests on the shoulders of Jordy Fernandez.
I do
Like
think though.
go
I
let's
ahead.
be
do think.
honest.
Go
I
ahead,
do
Ice.
think. I think Yegor was Sean Marks pick. I
Right.
do
Yeah,
think he
Okay.
yeah, I
was
do. I
a
think
pick.
so too. I think Jaeger he liked him.
Yeah.
He saw something in him
Sean
that
likes
was.
big guards, bro. He likes big guards, but he don't draft big centers. You
But
know what I'm saying?
you gotta know the game. If you don't know the game and you just talented, he's not falling for just talent.
Well, I think what it does is, with him not drafting centers and wings, which we had at least one or two on our boards
Yeah, we
before
did.
before
Yep.
this draft. I think what that says is, Claxton, yo, get
You
your shit
safe.
together.
Yeah, you gotta produce.
I think what this says is, Cam Johnson, at least for right now, yo,
Get
you
your shit
good.
together. You good. Yeah, do this. You home. You
You know what I'm
home.
saying? You want to be
You
here? Okay, all right,
you
you
here.
good.
You here. You here
You know what I'm
now.
saying? Because just a year ago, in the off season, I knew Clax wasn't worth 100 mil, and everybody was saying, "Yo, is Clax gonna stay, bro? This, that, the third." He was an unrestricted free agent. He was he could go anywhere he want. He was a unrestricted free agent, whatever. This, that, the third. Yo, he could
Right.
go whatever he want. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Boom. He signed on the dotted line. 4 years, 100 mil, whatever. 4 years, 96.
Right.
When Cam Johnson first signed the contract, when he first got here, bro, nobody was upbeat about it, because Mikel was here and we had a donut at the head coaching position, bro. Like, and the shit was going left. I
Right.
thought, I honestly be honest with you. I thought Cam Johnson was playing well in that first year. He didn't play bad. He just had injuries.
Right. 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 He was
You know what I'm
injured the
saying?
first.
So, like, the reality of all of this is that with these 5 picks, I think we can all acknowledge that there's a certain style of basketball that's going to be played with these new 5 picks.
Right.
and that is ball movement. And we're trying to average something north of 20 to 25 assists per game if this shit gets cooking the way it's supposed to get cooking. Because I guarantee you, once the win, if the wins start piling on, especially this year with the way that the Eastern Conference is, nobody is going to be bitching about this draft anymore.
Right. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think I think mostly a lot of people got over it. Like Scott was saying, everybody just don't like where certain they didn't go for best available. That's throwing the fans off.
Right.
But
Right.
the players they got is solid players. You know what I'm saying? They got solid players. It just wasn't the best available. So like you saying too, if they got some type of strategy that they going for, we gotta either see it or we try to figure out before we see it and see if we right about what they trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it's a development thing. I thought to be honest with you, when I looked at the whole draft. I didn't just look at what they picked. I looked at what they could have possibly picked at 19. And most of that they felt that Igor was the start of what they were looking for. Clearly, clearly they wanted a tweener, a guard, somebody that can a big guard that can facilitate and play and switch to small forward. But that's a tall order to ask.
That
But
is a tall order to ask
but they
because
but they felt he was smart enough to know where to be at and what to do.
I'll be honest
when
with
when
you.
he, when he was with B, let me finish this one thing, Lee. When he was with Brigham Young, right?
Yeah,
When he was there, he was the best player on that team. When he was on the floor, their statistically was above average. When he was off the floor, they was no good. Everywhere he went was like that with him. He wasn't the flashiest. He wasn't the high scoring above the rim. He can dunk. He showed he can get into the paint. With a pick and roll, he was devastating. Because if you came off of him, he saw the whole floor.
Right.
He saw the whole floor. There's no cheating. You can't cheat with him. You have to stay to your man with
That's a fact.
him.
That is a fact. And to add on to that, bro, like I don't think people are being realistic about his potential at all, bro. Like
No.
at minimum, he's Josh Giddey.
Right.
His
Right.
floor is literally Josh Giddey.
Right. And Josh Giddey had a great
And
season.
halfway do that, halfway off that floor, that's Tyrese Halliburton. If he breaks through the glass ceiling, we might be looking at the next Luka Doncic.
I know that sound crazy, but it's not as crazy as you think it is.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all because now if you look at like if you could already make plays and make play make and find your teammates at all three levels in the post, in the mid range, at full court, in the open court, off the rebound, things of that nature. Then what is stopping? Like he's to me, this is the best pat. This is the best playmaker in the draft. The second best, bro, might be Danny Wolf.
Might be. Might be.
The second
It
best,
might
we
be.
got two of the best playmakers in the draft.
Right.
I'm trying to really understand, and the only thing that people is really like not too upbeat about is the fact that the Portland Trailblazers decided that Yang Henson was gonna be the next best thing, bro. And we probably was the only team outside of them that had him on our board at 19.
Right.
Cause had we would have drafted him and we would have finished that draft with Drake Powell, Nolan Trior, and Danny Wolf, and there's no Ben Saraf on this board, nobody would have had a problem with this draft.
Yeah, I think Ben Saraf was the thing that bothered a lot of people.
Yeah, Ben
That
Saraf. If Ben Saraf, if you exchange Ben Saraf man, for Yang Henson, nobody has a problem with this draft board.
Not at all.
not at all.
Because
Not at all.
it changes everything. You got a center, right? You got a real center, and then you got Danny, like I said, a guy that can play the four and he can give you some minutes at the five. and that changes the outlook of the team. You know what I mean? Like you now, like all right, they got a real game plan. But when you just draft Danny and then you miss out on Henderson and you don't get another center, like bro, what are y'all doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Y'all messing things up. Y'all had a strategy, y'all got away from it.
So do you think it's possible that they are going to just have to lean on what they got? They're going to have to lean on the centers that we have now.
Yeah, definitely. Because
I don't think necessarily we gotta lean on them. I mean, the centers are the centers, bro. Like, I mean, Clax is still one of the best defensive centers in this league, bro. Like
Yeah,
like I mean, we just got to see like we put more pieces around him to get him more motivated because a lot of people that's in this draft board are designed to give him the ball and get him the ball in spots.
right,
So if Clax comes out of this year, this next season with a couple of more 20 and 10, 20 and 10 or 25 and 15 games, just note, bro, it was because of the playmaking that was around him.
right,
We
exactly.
kept saying, bro, that yo, okay, Clax, we got to get this up. We got to get this up. Do we really? Or maybe we got to get Clax to like be okay with being around certain players and then being around a certain system.
Right.
Maybe we gotta tell Clax, yo, Clax, if you want to be Georgia Tech, Clax, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's fine, bro. But because we know you can still play defense, but this is gonna be a free flowing offense for you, bro. Like we know you want to shoot the ball. We know Dayron want to shoot the ball. We bring him back. We bring Cam Thomas back, or we bring Zaire back. We know y'all want to do certain things on the court, bro. Go ahead, listen. Go ahead. I think Jordy is that type of coach.
Yeah.
He'll let the handcuffs off. Yo, still, he told Clowney, keep shooting the ball. Just keep shooting. I know you frustrated, bro, but find your shot. Just focus. You'll be all right, bro. Just focus. Yo, you open, hit that shot. You can hit that shot.
I don't see this team being the bottom of the East. I really don't.
I
I don't.
do.
You do? You see it being
Yeah,
the bottom of the East?
yeah, because
Only because of our age.
yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
and,
I can live with
and
that.
yeah, if you got if you at least got two rookies,
If you got
maybe
three
starting,
rookies, it's tough. Yeah.
yeah, when you got and then on the bench it's the same thing. They got to learn. They might be playing with two older guys, or you know what
Right.
I'm saying, with three older guys and two rookies. No matter what, as long as you got like three rookies on the floor, they gonna have them serious bumps and bruises trying to figure this out. You know what I mean? The mistakes and all that. So I don't think we're gonna be that good. Like the veterans, like people that been here that resigned, they'd be all right. But the rest of them, all the guys that got a pass, they all knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they all knew that. So they gotta live with if they gonna make
They're
NBA
gonna live. They're gonna live
passes,
with
if they
their
gonna make
mistakes.
NBA passes and NBA plays, they gotta live with NBA mistakes as well. So I
Right.
mean,
Right.
listen,
Right.
it's gonna happen. So
Right.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like
You
if
think
if
we can
if
match our record?
we probably could. I mean, I'm hoping that we could have it to where we sneak in the play-in, and then we're looked at as some type of team like that, bro. Like, and then we still get a top 10 pick. I'm cool with that. I
Right.
mean, it seemed like the NBA is just rewarding with who they want to reward, bro. I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm not really leaning on the NBA to fix us, bro. We got 5 picks. We got to figure out how to make this shit work on our own.
Right. Yeah.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm
I
saying? So, I
totally
mean,
agree with that. You just we just
exactly.
got to figure this out. That's all. And
Right.
that's Jordy's job to make sure that shit work and his staff that's gonna bring people up. You know,
Right.
and work on their weaknesses and just keep rolling. I think Clowney's gonna have a great year.
I think Clowney is going to have a magnificent year. I along with Zaire,
Yeah.
along with Claxton, along with Cam Thomas if he still's here.
Right.
Um,
Well, Cam
Dayron, bro.
Thomas have a lot to prove. Cam Thomas got a lot to prove. There's a lot on his shoulder though, because a lot of teams and a lot of other players on other teams look at him as a threat.
They do. I mean, but at the same time, I think we put together a team or at least from the draft board, we're trying to put together a team where Cam Thomas is not necessarily looked at as
That's the only focus point.
that focus point anymore, bro. Like, I mean, like we're trying to, like, what we're trying to develop. Not a lot of our fan base and not a lot of Nets Twitter space no actually can figure and pinpoint out. I
Who's
mean,
who?
I like on after right after the draft, I said what. Or right after the draft, I said 1/3 of the Indiana Pacers, and I stand by that because of the ball movement on offense.
Right.
The next stage, man, might be 1/3 of OKC. We might be getting our defenders next year. We might be getting our stretch big or our shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? Like our athletes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could be a little bit. It could be a combination of things. All I know is that this puzzle is not all the way fixed. It's not
No.
all the way complete, bro. But what I will say is, if this puzzle, if the pieces of this puzzle that's not all the way together somehow carve out a playing spot with this roster, then there ain't nothing for us to be ashamed of.
Right.
And I don't want to hear people talk about, yo, we could have had a top 10 pick. No, we can't, because
Nah.
the NBA is in control in this shit, and they proved it this past year.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was listening to like commentary saying, "Oh, that's not true." Listen, we watched it. We watched it with our
We
own
watched it.
eyes.
We watch if it's not true. If it's not true, why is Dallas, San Antonio, and Philly at 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Explain.
Explain that, please. Please explain
You you
Dallas
you you,
getting the
you
number
can't you
one.
can't explain that, bro. Like, because in the 1 year that we actually had a lottery pick, and then you saw the Nets up there, and you said, "No, fuck them, bro. They going eighth."
Fuck them, fuck Washington, fuck Utah, fuck everybody that played terrible. And we're
Yeah,
talking about teams that was at the bottom.
Yeah,
You couldn't have been at no more bottom.
I think now
exactly.
that happened, I think they're gonna find a way to make those tanking team odds a little bit different. Just because Utah was still up there, I think they're gonna make that even worse. You know what I'm saying? Just because they decided to draft ace two on the
Right.
ball. But I
Right.
think they make their odds, if you don't play a certain way that they want to see your team play, they're gonna make your odds terrible.
Oh yeah,
I
they are gonna make your odds terrible, and I think Utah pretty much know they're in a shit spot because, one, they're in the West. Two, they know whatever team that they put together this year, they know they're not gonna be able to compete in the West. They're not better than Portland. They're not better than San Antonio. They're not better than. They probably might not be better than Phoenix. um like, the reality of Utah's fate, bro, like, is that since Danny Ainge got there, he's been the pick merchant in this draft only is the only draft where they had a top 5 pick, and they've been tanking for the last 2-3 years. So people can't explain to me, bro, how all of this shit is coming to fruition, but I could guarantee you one thing: if the Boston Celtics trade Jalen Brown right now,
They'll get a number one pick.
they will get a top 3 pick.
Yeah,
You
they'll
know
get a
why?
top three
Because
pick.
the league said so.
Right. Well, they money maker need to be able to keep making money.
I mean, but here's the thing: they're gonna get a top 3 pick while Tatum is nursing an Achilles injury.
That's you talking about unfair. That's really unfair.
So you basically spoon feeding a franchise that's been a top 5 team in before Tatum even got drafted there. Tatum and Brown, I'll stand to this day, bro. Like, I will say this to my dying day. Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown came into the NBA with Google roadmaps.
They had the directions.
How could they not, bro?
Yeah,
They've been playing on a top 5 team since they were 19 years old
sure enough.
in the NBA. The Celtics was a top 5 team since LeBron's last year in the East. These are facts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
There's nothing. There's nothing else to discuss. Like,
they're not
I'm
they're not gonna let the Boston Celtics drop down. You know that.
No, they're not gonna let them plummet. Now the Lakers, they can't help because LeBron basically sucked up all the air in the room, and the front office doesn't know what they're doing anymore. And now Jeannie Buss and the Buss family are no longer in power, and they sold the team. The
Right.
Celtics, when they sold the team, bro, they sold it for 6.1 billion. The
Right.
Lakers, when they sold their shit, 10 billion. So you telling me that a team that just been around just as much as the Lakers, just because it's LA, is gonna be worth 4 billion? Oh nah, yeah, just throw four billion extra dollars on that, and you got the Lakers.
Right.
We don't care about Boston. But Boston got 18 championships. They got most of those in the 60s. We don't care about that.
Right. That's crazy. So honestly, you can put it on a record that I say this about the Nets this season. This season, I feel they're gonna make the plan. Now I know, I'm a fan. I'm biased. I'm clearly biased, but I feel they have an opportunity to make the plan.
I mean, well, we got to see what this look like on a court, bro. The one disadvantage I say about this team is that most, if not all, of these picks are gonna be playing in the summer league, so they basically gonna have double duty. We looking at 5 dudes. They're gonna
Yeah,
play in the
that's
summer league, and
basically another
they most likely
team.
gonna make the main roster and play on the team.
Right.
So they're gonna be playing all year long.
Yeah.
Yegor is going to be playing all year long. Danny
They
Wolf
probably,
is going to be playing all year long.
it seemed to me like they looking forward to it anyway. So
I,
honestly speaking, I don't think Sean and Jordy would have picked them if they didn't tell them your ass is mine.
I mean,
Your
listen,
ass
I
is
and
mine.
and for a lot of people that's just acknowledging that it's other teams that kind of effed up the draft long before the Nets even made their pick. Utah knew they ain't had no business picking Ace, bro. Like Danny Ainge knew he ain't had no business doing that shit. He
Oh
did it
yeah,
anyway.
I know. He's yeah,
I thought he
that's
was gonna go with Trey Johnson. I thought Ace was gonna end up in Washington at 6, and I thought Fizz was going. And I knew Fizz ain't had no business going to no. Come on, bro. Fizz ain't had no business going to New Orleans, bro. They just got Jordan Poole, and they bring it back to Dejounte. Where is he gonna fit? You brought in a top 5 talent in the draft
he gonna
to
be
play
sitting on the
backup.
bench. That's sitting on the bench. He gonna be backup. He ain't getting no burn.
Exactly, and
He's
then you put him down there with Zion, and he out here chasing
ch-
adult movie stars, bro,
and with cheeseburger in his
and
pocket.
cheeseburgers.
His pocket. And a cheeseburger in his pocket.
Come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? I'm like, yo, the first half, like, the GMs in this draft was just in this draft just to hate. They wasn't in here to pick great, bro. They was in there to hate. They gonna ruin these kids.
That's why I think they picked Igor Demands early. That's why I
Right.
think they said, fuck it. We gonna get who we want, not the best available. Because if
Uh
we
huh.
take the best available and then this one or two picks that we know we want, they're not gonna be there. Because
Right.
other teams were gonna pick around it and say, oh, well, you just left him there and we know you want him. We taking
Mm-hmm.
him.
Yep.
And I've seen teams do it. I've
Yep.
seen teams do it.
Yep. We definitely seen that. We have definitely seen that in the past. So like it's teams that like they had no business picking with it, like picking some of these players that they picked. They just stacked up and just said, "Yo, we just gonna make this work. However, we make this work, even though we don't got the coaching staff, even though we don't got the front office to really make it work. Let's just hate anyway."
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, bro? Like there was no reason for Yang Henson to go to no damn Portland. There was no reason for Portland to do that. But because somebody else had him on their board, that was happening, bro. I think Jordy was telling everybody who they had on the board, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I think Jordy was running his mouth. He was talking about that draft board, bro. Then it leaked out. And then the other 29 teams started going on Twitter and they started going on IG and they started infiltrating, bro. Yo, you seen what Jordy's drafting? Yo, you want this kid?
Nah,
Nah.
nah. You know what happened is because of the combine, and then the dudes that cover college and the combine, right? Because I was hearing
Mhm.
everything from them that
Right.
Hanson is after the combine, his name blew up so big that they were saying like every team, damn near, or a lot of GMs was like, oh yeah, like he is that good.
Right.
of a he should move up the draft board. Now, how high? Right? That depends on the team. But like I said, when you see after 8, there was no more point guards going off the board, and them centers started going off the board. That's what I was saying, Lee. Like you knew something was going on, and in that little sequence when they had wing center, wing center, wing center. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
means like they was making sure they cleared before we got back to 19, bro. They made sure they clear all the young centers and the wings off the board, damn near. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that came from them dudes scout the them dudes talking about the draft and
Right.
covering the combine because they talked about these players and said like, oh, Drake Powell had a promise. They said Ryan had a promise, and then there was like Yang, like all like majority of teams liked them, so there was no telling how high he would go. You know what I'm saying? And once somebody took one center off the board, it's just like, all right, let me get my center and get out of here. You know what I mean? That's how
Right.
I went.
Yeah, that's exactly how it would go. But like, what it produces in the middle of the draft, it produces a monkey see, monkey do mentality. Because now, all of these dudes, all of these teams, just decided out of nowhere that they needed this player and this player and that player, and a lot of them really shouldn't have even been in the draft in the first place. It's one of the reasons why between 8 to 19 was deadly in the first place. It was the two deadliest spots to be in for us. Like when I seen it, I was like, yo, 8 to 19, eight. I'm like, everybody was plotting on the Bucks downfall. Nets fan was just plotting on the Bucks downfall the whole entire season.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
was. They was just like, all right, yo, come on, Bucks. They trash, bro. Like they gotta be way deep in the gut. I'm like, yo, bro. The reason why it's not gonna happen, but I knew the Bucks was gonna come back and be a 500 team.
Yeah.
I knew that. And They started the season off just as worse as Philly, just as worse as them.
Yes, they
And you know
did.
how Philly got rewarded for it? Number 3 pick.
Yeah, and they tanked. You saw they literally tanked.
I
You
don't know
could.
if they tank so much as they fell apart. I think they just fell apart more so than they tanked.
Yeah,
They realized they realized that they wasn't good. Like obviously, like
after two people went down, the two main guys went down. They was done.
yeah, they was done after that. And then McCain went down. He was probably the rookie of the year. And then they was pretty much cooked. So it ain't so much as tank, but they definitely tampered.
Yeah, it was Embiid, then Paul, then McCain, and then Maxey.
Right.
They all went
But
down. So they
the only thing they guilty of, bro, is sitting dudes a little bit too long than they need to be sit. But in terms of the injuries, that's what that was. I think they was sitting dudes like look like these injuries wasn't the duration that they said it was, bro. Come on, bro. Out for a month, out, and then it turned into like 2 months and 3 months. Like, stop it. Come on.
So what is Drake's Powell story? Is he really worth that pick that they took at
well,
22?
see the thing with Drake is right. When I say he had a promise, he had a promise he did have a promise in the 20s too, along with Max Raynard, right? So
Right.
Drake went to North Carolina. They did not use him right, and what I mean by he has the talent. So they end up sitting him in there's another guard I can't remember his name right now. He transferred to St. John's, but they didn't use them too right. So they had them starting, then they sat them down. And once they sat them down, they realized that they needed them. So they start playing them. They start playing them again and taking them out and putting them back in. So he got like an unfair shot, but like they thought Drake Powell should have been a lottery type player. Like if he was given a chance to really hoop at North Carolina, he was like damn near going in the lottery. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
All these dudes can't be in the lottery, but they said he has that type of talent that he could have went in the lottery.
mm. I know they say he can shoot and he can defend. So
He shot 38% from three.
from three, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I totally the wrong number. They said 26 blocks and 25 steals.
Yeah, he could defend. He's a defender too. He plays hard. Other words. He's 6'6", 195 pounds. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
So he's
and
6'6", 195 pounds.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's basically, bruh, ain't that the same height and weight that Jordan was?
yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
The hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
bro.
it's Ben
All
Safaf.
right,
Safaf is
I'm
six
not gonna
six.
jump off the top rope at all, but you bet.
Actually, what people were saying all year long is that we need to get taller. Everybody in this draft is around 6'5", 6'6", or taller.
But that's the regular height for our players.
I mean,
Everybody,
you got Jago who's 6'9". You got Danny Wolf, that's a legitimate 6'11", 7 feet.
Right.
You got Powell who's 6'6". You got Ben Saraf.
He's 6'6". Yeah. Ben Saraf is 6'6". Oh, we lost Leaf.
yeah, all the dudes on the team is that height. So
Yeah.
I technically they didn't really get Yegor and Danny is the only two that's taller. Anybody that's a 6'6", that's our regular team height. You know, all our wings are 6'6". That's another problem. All the wings are 6'6" that we have.
So we need to be taller than 6'6", you think?
Yeah, yeah, for the wings, because Cam is 6'4". What's my guy? Tyrese Martin is 6'6". Jalen Wilson is 6'6". Um, Keon Johnson is 6'5" or 6'4". You know what I mean? Those guys are all
Okay.
6'6". So when you're looking for a wing, like that's why you would want Ace because he was like 6'8", 6'9" for a wing. You know what I mean? Cam Johnson is like that, and Noah Clowney, I think Noah Clowney is 6'9" or 6'10". You know what I mean? So right,
Okay.
yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
wings, the other wings are short. I mean, 6'6" is not short, but for your wing, you want them Cam Johnson, but you want it like Ace Bailey style of play.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'm not totally disappointed with this draft. I really believe they got to get it together. It just got to work. It just better work.
Yeah,
That's
because
all I know.
it's gonna look bad if they ain't choose best available and it don't work, bro.
You
You know what I
word
mean?
up. Word up. The fork picks will come out and the fire sticks and stuff. People will be coming to the
Bro,
Barclays Center ready to burn that shit down
fact.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. You there, Leaf?
Nah, he
Yeah,
breaking
yeah,
up.
yeah. You get me?
Yeah.
All right.
We hear you. We hear you.
All right, my bad. I don't know. I had to reload the page or whatever. But yeah, but like, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I'm about to get on the computer, but I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, the draft board really it got mixed up with one pick, realistically, bro. Like, and that was Ben Saraf. It was this one pick
Yeah.
that just like kind of ruined it. Hold on, let me get on the computer.
Yeah, Manu Ginobili, that's his comp.
Yeah, man. Yeah, San Antonio Spurs, right?
Yeah, that's his comp. Trayor comp was Tony Parker. It's Tony Parker.
Right.
That's his,
He's Tony Parker, right.
yeah,
And he's from France at
yeah,
that.
that was his
It's
comp.
clearly there's some kind of association here between the Spurs before and how this draft went. I it looked just like San Antonio, like he was drafting this for the Spurs.
Yeah, funny. Yeah, that's funny because I didn't know
I didn't
Benson
pay
Ross.
that shit no mind. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody sent that to me, and I sent it to Breezy, and I seen it twice on Instagram. Somebody said Benson Ross, and I looked it up. It says Benson Ross Emmanuel is Benson Ross comp. I'm like, are you serious? And then I had to go watch. And when I go watch, I said, oh, like it's similar. It's not quite the same, but it's a similar game. You know what I'm saying? He just not as aggressive as Emmanuel was, but if he was aggressive and explosive, it'd be damn near similar.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Leaf, you here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm here, bro. I
All
just had to
right,
make sure
okay.
my
All right.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. It's
All right,
similar.
yeah.
It's similar. They look like he drafted like he was in the Spurs. San Antonio.
I mean,
He like international
Yeah,
players anyway. He like international
yeah.
players.
I mean, you can say that, but I mean, I don't think it was necessarily nothing wrong with it in plain sight, bro. I think it's just the lack of what we didn't draft, like allowing people to like, all right, yo, come on, like because when you miss on the people that the fans want, bro, only thing they really do is look at the weaknesses of the other players. That's all. Like that's the first thing that they do, bro. Like they ain't gonna look at shit until shit start playing out on the court, and then all right, if it's good, then we doing this. Once we start playing teams that we don't have what they have, and then they beat us, yo, we should have drafted this, we should have drafted that, we should have drafted this. I'll be honest with you. If this team is successful in its first season,
Right,
and then we and this season coming up, and then we lose in the playoffs to a team,
right.
they're gonna say like all we gonna do is point at the shit that we don't have. We need this, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need this, we need that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But not.
The
I
fans are
don't think
terrible,
so.
man.
I don't think so because that would because even the world and people judging the draft, if we made it that far, they would say like Sean Marks and Jordy are like geniuses for change change into this strategy, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's because everyone's saying the same thing we're saying. You didn't draft best available, you went with these players. But now
Right,
that we analyzing these players, how the strategy, what the strategy is, it makes sense but not to everybody else because we trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else ain't trying to figure it out. They just looking at the players like, nah, y'all could have drafted value. You could have drafted Queen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all reach for Yegor. The same thing we saying until now. You know what I mean? So it would
right,
just if it worked, Sean Marks would look better, like better as a GM.
right, 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 right.
Hmm.
I thought it was. I didn't think it was up terrible. The only one pick was that Ben Saroff. I didn't see that.
I didn't
I
see that
did not.
coming.
I did not see that coming.
I ain't see it either, and I didn't like his game at all. I thought he was a good player, but
We
I never
talked about it, Ice. We said we just know it was something that we couldn't put our finger on with
Yeah,
him.
Right.
and it's still like that. I still don't like his game, but I know he could hoop though. I just don't, you know what I'm saying? I was like, please don't pick this dude for my team, bro. I
And
would have
sure
done.
enough, I was surprised. I was
Yeah,
like, God damn,
I
Sean.
refuse to put him on my draft board. Like I did not put him on my
Sean,
draft
what
board.
are you doing? What's up with the third guard? I could
I ain't gonna
see
lie to you. I tried to be as upbeat about it as possible, bro. But when the pick happened, and I saw the pick, because the draft was kind of delayed on my screen, and then I saw the pick happen. I was like, "What the?" I was like, "Oh my god!"
if you notice, I haven't been on anybody's shit for a minute. Because
Right.
I was befuddled with that shit. I had to think, that's some Batman shit. You know how
Mhm.
Batman, the old Batman, he always come up with these fucking words? I was
Yeah,
Right.
bugging. I was,
Nigga said,
I
"You
was
notice I ain't been on
befuddled.
somebody's shit." I was befuddled.
Word up. I was like, what the fuck is you doing? I said, I can't say nothing. I got on fucking BK Hoops thing and I started hollering at niggas. And that's not
Hmm.
me. But I
Hmm.
was
That's not
like,
me.
I said, oh shit. Y'all
Any,
motherfuckers.
any, Anytime Too Cool Scott, bro, like Scotty Too Cool, bro, like get out of character. You know this shit, bro. Like you know
Yo,
this shit was right.
that should befuddle me. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Sean, you fucked up. You fucked up, Sean. The fuck is wrong with you, man? All right, I enjoyed the Igor thing. I absorbed it.
right.
Nolan, I say he's nice.
Yeah, right.
Regardless, he's nice. I know he's nice. He's young, but he's nice. I
Got the
said
Drake Powell. I was
Drake
like,
Powell.
all right,
I
okay,
scratched a little bit. I said, okay, but he's defense, and I
all
know
right.
he know the game. All right,
The second he
and
got to Ben Raff, I
I said,
said,
what
yo,
the fuck you doing, man? What
Right.
the
Because I
yo,
was
I
hoping
said, yo, you ain't got
I
no
was
choice but to pick Danny Wolf now.
right,
yeah, no fact. Because I was like, all right, you saying right there you can get Raynard and Danny still on board. Let's you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and make
right.
this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? Double big, you know what I'm saying? Skill guys, and you go with Ben Saroff. I'm like, bro. What the fuck did he just do, bro?
Yeah, yeah. Why didn't you just take a wing? Why didn't you take Rashard? Why didn't you take a wing when you
Right.
know this is a wing lead and just to get Wolf? You knew you had back to back and Wolf was there, so you had him.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could have went double big. Could take Renard and Wolf.
Right.
You see everybody else roster, they got like three bigs, two big, three bigs. You know what
All
I'm saying?
right.
Right.
People looking for bigs, bro. Like, yo,
I
Mm-hmm.
said maybe this is a 2-year plan. Maybe they got a 2-year plan. That's what it is. I'm trying to rationalize that move.
I tell you what, bro. In terms of defensive rebounds and catching and going, we shouldn't have a problem
None whatsoever.
because I know for a fact that Claxton is going to push on the break. I know for a fact that Danny Wolf is going to push on the break. I know for a fact that Yago is going to push on the break. I know pretty much everybody going to push on the goddamn break.
Right.
So this is about to be a hockey assist team to me.
nah,
Yeah.
you had it right when you said Pacers because that's what it's going to look like.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
jump out of
ball.
bounds,
Mm-hmm.
pass it up to anybody and get the running. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah, you don't have to just give it to you could just outlet it and the ball should
Mm-hmm.
be able to be moved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's definitely what is Jordy's picks. That's why I kind of said this is Jordy's shit. Jordy want these type of players, these
Mm-hmm.
international players, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with it because if you think about it for a minute, if you got a 2-year plan, these would be great role players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I said the same thing too, right? I said next year, and that top 10 is mostly wings. All them dudes is like 6'10", I mean 6'9", 6'10",
Right.
6'7", 6'8". All the wings next year is that tall. So not getting a
I hear.
wing this year, I can understand that. But still, like you said, drafting Saraf and not getting and knowing you got 5 picks in the first round and not going for a double big or a wing like Rasheer that has the size 240, 6'9",
Right.
240.
Right. He
Mm-hmm.
could have
Knowing
just
you
been
don't
on the
have any,
bench. You
yeah,
could leave
knowing
him.
that, yeah,
I put
knowing
it.
that
Hold
Bam
up.
was the only one
Wait.
that's
Wait.
not. Huh?
I gotta stop. I gotta stop this right now. Because I'll be honest with you, bro. In terms of that top 10, I don't even care about it no more because they shitted on us by giving us the 8th pick in the first place.
Yeah,
That's number
right.
one.
That's true.
I'm
That's
like,
true too.
I don't care. I no longer care no more. Y'all not. Nobody's gonna gas me up this year about no
About
damn.
getting
Yo, we
some
can get
top 10.
about.
Right.
No, no.
Right.
I'm not allowing myself to go do another 365 days of that shit. I'm not.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the picks. I'm not worried
I'm
about the
not.
picks next year.
I'm not
Me
worried
neither,
about the
but
It,
picks.
I mean, it
I
is.
said all the
If
players
it
lose.
happened, it happens. If it
Yeah,
don't,
a
it don't.
lot of those picks next year are wings though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those guys in the draft next year are basically wings.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't give two damns. Say you already diss me, bro. You disrespect me once, shame on me. You disrespect me. You disrespect me once, shame on you.
That's why I don't
Disrespect
think.
me twice,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not doing
full.
that.
You're full. But listen, honestly, I'm not. I'm not looking at. That's why I said it doesn't matter to me. They might as well ball out. If you can make the play in, make the play in. Man, don't worry about tanking for a pick. I don't want to hear that shit next year. I
Me
don't want to
neither.
hear it. We did that this year. It wasn't a great tank, but it was. They definitely had a losing record, and it didn't
Hmm.
feel good. It don't feel good to be losing like that.
And it don't feel good and it don't feel good to be shitting on with the 8th pick, bro. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it turned into Yegor, and I'm very grateful for him, bro. But at the same time,
Yeah,
you're not gonna gas me up. No,
they should
that's the
just
one thing.
play to win and play the best you can. Put your effort forward and let the
Hmm.
chips fall where it may. Yeah, you might make the play in and get the number 1 pick. That'd be
Yep.
great. That would be great. That would be great. I would be having a great season. Going to the play-in, even winning the play-in. Say you win the play-in and lose in the playoffs, the first series.
If you win it, nah,
Fine.
they ain't giving us the first pick off that shit. No,
You in the playing. You got to lose
you
that
gotta
first
you gotta
game to
lose
win
the
it.
play-in. Yeah, you gotta
Oh
lose the
well,
play-in.
well then lose the play-in. Fine, we had a decent season, close to
Right.
500. You don't have to be
Yep.
500 to make the play-in in the East. Well, we don't know how the East is going to be this year, but
And the East is gonna be some shit. We got
it's
3
going to be
Achilles
crazy.
injuries. We got
It's,
3 Achilles injuries in one conference, bro. This shit
yeah,
conference is gonna be some shit, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
yeah, that's going to be crazy.
This conference is not going to be good at all.
Now they have the Knicks winning tight, damn near winning the East. You don't even know who they fucking coach is, and you know the Knick organization, and they have their draft pick this year.
Yes, yes, they do.
You don't know the depths of low they will go.
I mean, even if they decide to go, even if they decide to do it, it's not like they're gonna get rewarded for it anyway, bro. I'm
They
like,
might.
when have they, like, other than Patrick Ewing, they haven't been rewarded, bro? Like,
No, they haven't. They haven't since then.
I'll put it to you this way, bro. If the NBA wanted them to have Zion, bro, Zion would be there, bro. They finished with obviously the worst record, and they gave them R.J. Barrett. They don't care about the Knicks just like they don't care about us, bro. Like,
poor RJ.
mm-hmm.
Damn sure enough. RJ Barrett was a disgrace. Yeah, that was terrible.
That was terrible.
That was
It was
terrible.
awful. It was terrible.
I don't know what to make of the draft anymore. I really don't. It is what it is.
It's the NBA thing. The NBA doing what they want to, trying to figure it out. Because I know you heard the commissioner say he hasn't figured out how to stop the teams from tanking, but this is the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Of them trying to figure it out right now. How to
Yeah, I think so too. I think they just said, okay, you know what? Utah, the Hornets. Who else? Who else was it was Utah, the Hornets.
Wizards.
What was it? The Wizards. Y'all motherfuckers is gonna be in the. Y'all not getting the top 3. You're not getting the top 3. Terrible. They could have swore one of them would have been in the top 3. One of them at least. And then they just fucked us over completely.
Yeah.
You got 5 picks. Shut the fuck up. Like that, you know? Shut up. Take your 5 picks and go.
Yeah, get your players and be out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get your shit and get out of the room.
Yeah, it's a nice draft. Y'all be all right. Y'all don't need help.
Plus, we used your stadium for the draft. Y'all got paid for that too. Shit, shut the fuck up. Y'all making money today, so shut up. It is what it is, man. We're gonna keep it moving, man. I can't believe this shit though. I just can't believe this shit, man.
So I ain't gonna lie, Scott might have flipped the chair up in that motherfucker when he seen that.
Yo, I was tight, man. I was befuddled. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was tight. I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to come on Breezy show. I didn't want to talk to y'all. I hit the little like and I left a comment and I bounced. I didn't even want to hear nobody say anything. I got on B and I knew I was fucking mad because when I got on BK's that night.
Oh, yeah.
And they was sitting up there talking shit. And I said, y'all motherfuckers don't know what the hell y'all talking about. And they didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve me cursing them out because
they didn't, but but somebody had to feel that wrath.
Somebody had to feel my pain. That was the pain I was feeling. Somebody had to
feel the wrath, bro. Like,
I had pain in my heart at that moment. And all I'm hearing is, oh, he's full of shit. And then shut the fuck up, man. We just got we just picked 3 fucking guards. Shut the fuck up, man.
Listen,
damn.
I'll put it to you this way. I put it to you this way, like, I already knew Fierce and I already knew Ace wasn't coming with us.
Yeah, I was over it.
I was over it. I was like, all right, Fizz got picked before us. That might have been Steph Curry getting picked, man, before Jordan Hill.
But he's not going to be that where he's going. Where he's going at, his talent is not going to show. He was better off here.
I mean, we never know, man. They might just trade their whole backcourt and just reset with him.
Yeah, they might.
Well, why would they get pulled then? What was
I
that
don't know,
about?
man.
Now,
No. They got, Washington wanted to clear some money, so they helped.
yeah, Poole went to the Pelicans,
Right.
Yeah,
and they said that Poole's not going to stay there long term. He like a rental for 1 year or one
yeah,
year and
here
a
right
half
now.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Dejounte want to get out of there now. He don't even like his situation. So Dejounte want out right now, even though he's still rehabbing. He don't even want to play.
Do you think the Nets have a play in any of this?
Not with Dejounte, not no more.
I'm with
Nah,
DeJounte, not no more.
yeah.
I mean, we got 3 guards. What the hell we need with that nigga?
You got that right. See, that's the shit that befuddles me. That's why would you do that to yourself? Why would you pick so much in one? I understood the first two. I didn't understand the third one. I really don't. That was a waste. That was a waste of pick. You could have got another player and develop. You could have got Rasheed Fleming, and if even if he's not ready, develop him. He's got skill. He's
That
got
was my
athleticism. Huh?
that was my thing. I don't understand why they. I understand the upside, but I didn't think they was going to do that for 5 players, bro. Like, give me a senior, somebody who's more ready, and you can, you know what I'm saying. You can
Well,
concentrate on.
I think Wolf is ready. I think
Wolf is
Wolf can
definitely
come.
ready.
I think
Yeah,
Wolf
yeah.
can come in and play.
Wolf can
It'll
come in
be
and play right
limited.
now.
It'll be limited, but he can come in and play.
He gonna come in and play right now. I don't
Yeah.
even think it's gonna be limited. I think he gonna play. I think he gonna play. I think he gonna make all rookie team.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
It's
I think I
possible.
think I think him and Diego gonna make all rookie team.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
Them
I
two
think
gonna be
it's
something to
possible.
watch this season. Danny gonna be
Yeah.
worldwide. Everyone knows Danny on every team, every fan base knows Danny Wolf, bro.
Yeah, they do. They do. That was a good
Mhm.
pickup. That was a good. That
Oh,
kind of kept me from killing somebody
yo,
because
Yeah, it did. It did. I ain't gonna lie, it did. It
that
did.
kept
It
me from
definitely did.
doing a murder up
It
in my
did.
own house, with my own
Kind of
family
murder.
members.
Kind of murder. You would
With my
have
own
read about it.
I said, yo, Danny, you better get Danny at this pick. And he sure
I
enough
ain't gonna
got.
lie, bro.
Danny
Listen,
was
bro. Like,
sad as hell too, boy.
and
Danny.
you know what? And I came into Breezy's stream that night, bro. I wasn't mad I was at ease because of the Danny Wolf pick. I was just like, I'm like, yeah, you know. I
Okay.
came in mellow turn. Everybody know how I came in that night. You could go back to the stream. It was like I was like, yeah, man. I
It
mean,
is what it is, huh?
I
yeah, I
was
mean, we
hot.
got to see
I
the
was
vision.
hot, bro. I was
I,
hot
yeah,
that
I know.
night.
Ice was hot, bro. Like I ain't
I
gonna.
was hot. I was
Nigga,
hot, bro.
Ice came in flipping chairs and shit, bro. Like, nigga,
Yeah,
what the nigga doing?
right. You know, because I sat there and went through the whole draft, all you know what I'm saying, find the players, bro, and you don't choose the ones that you know what I mean? Like I said, Danny was fine, Diego was fine, but now, you know what I'm saying? Like when I know these players there's better players on the board and you don't choose the guy that's the better player. If I know he's the better player and you choose somebody else, bro, what are you doing, bro? You know what I mean? You got some questions to answer.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That hurt me to
I ain't
my
gonna
heart,
lie.
man.
I'm so glad I didn't go to draft night. I mean, even though it was some part of me that wanted to go because I'm probably not gonna be here for next year for next draft night, whatever, or draft nights in the future. And it's probably one of my one chance to go, and I didn't go. I'm glad I did not go because if I saw in real time Ben Sirach come off the board, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know we got a diverse fan base, and I know y'all saw the draft and y'all saw some Nets fans cheering for it, bro. Like some little kids. I would have snatched one of them little kids. I would have snatched one of them little kids, bro, like by 2 hands I
and grab
swear, bro.
and grab him up,
I would have
huh?
grabbed him and I would have squeezed the life out one of them. I swear to God. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
But
Oh
I didn't
man.
think they were going to pick that Asian guy. Who picked him up? Memphis? Not Memphis.
Portland.
Portland.
Portland. You know, see, that's a secret. Cause I
Portland
was
some
when I
hating
was
ass
on
niggas,
TikTok.
bro. Somebody told that GM something. They ain't that smart.
I was on TikTok and they were saying like, how did Portland, you know what I'm saying, decide to pick him earlier? And they said that the Chinese people from overseas they were calling other teams now, and they seemed to figure out who wanted him where, and they said us and the Timberwolves. So you know what I'm saying? That means that Portland had some type of, you know what I'm saying? Some type of like, yeah, let's draft him now because he won't be there in the 20s. Like, how do you know he won't be there in the 20s, bro? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They figured that out somehow and took him off the board because the Nets was definitely going to draft him if he was still there at 19 at that.
Yeah, yeah. He has potential. They keep saying he's projected to be experienced, big rise and draft board among experts. Continues to wow scouts with an impressive ability to make impact on both sides of the ball. They say he's decent, enough potential to be a starting caliber center in the NBA in only a few years. Oh, okay.
Yeah, nah, he nice. He nice.
Mhm.
Because they were saying the first day he played in the combine, he didn't do as well. But the second day, when he got adjusted, he was out there doing everything, and he didn't need a point guard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
was
they
making,
said his offense is good.
yeah,
He
he was doing
offensively can
everything for the
score.
team. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
All the
All
passes,
right.
all the plays.
I tell you, if I would have been in the building when Ben Sherratt went off the board, I'd have strangled somebody.
Yeah, because
I,
yeah, yeah,
I'd have
yeah,
strangled somebody.
yeah.
I'm not. I'm almost positive I would have put hands on somebody. That would have been I would have been banned from the building. I would have been like carried out, bro. I'm telling you.
I'd have,
I wouldn't have known Danny Wolf got picked, bro, until I got home that night.
me neither. I'd have left. I'd have just left.
No,
I'd
no,
have
no.
walked.
I would have
I'd have
strangled
been.
somebody.
I could see myself being there with y'all. I would have said, "Yo, man, I'm going to the bathroom," and y'all wouldn't have saw me no
And
more.
never saw them again. yo,
Y'all have been like, "Where does Scott go?" I don't know, man. That
yo, where's
motherfucker was
Scott go?
I'm out. Fuck
Yeah,
this
I ain't
shit.
gonna lie. I run into the wrong person when that draft when that draft pick went off the board. I swear to God, bro, I would have been in a mental asylum, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But the Asian guy came out of the stands. He was in there
Yeah,
with the
yeah, and
fans.
he was sitting next to Breeze.
Yeah, he was sitting.
I think I think he was sitting like three. I think he was sitting like three spots. That nigga,
That's he did
he brought him
right.
to the draft.
He didn't even know he was going to get drafted that
No,
high.
he
That's
didn't know.
wild. That's how wild that was.
He bought a ticket. That's what it was.
He had to know, bro. He had to know, bro. Ain't no Asian
Why
dude
you
coming
sitting
all the
in
way
the
from China.
stands? Why are you sitting
Ain't
in
no
the
A-
stands?
I don't know, bro. He probably came there by himself. I
At
mean, he was
least,
Right,
like,
because I told you because they were saying he might have went in the second round, bro,
right,
or late first, and
right.
he didn't get a table. He didn't get a table, bro. They had to put him upstairs, bro. They had to put him upstairs.
they put that big ass boy
With the
upstairs, bro,
fans,
with the
with the
fans, bro.
fans.
I'm like, nigga, what you doing up here, nigga? You in the draft? We not, bro. You playing around me. I'm not going to the NBA. You are, bro. Get
What you
your ass
doing
away from
next
this
to me like
building.
that?
You
Yeah.
doing this to me, bro? Trying to blend in, bro. You 7 feet. Get your ass out of here.
He's over 7 feet, sitting in them
You 7 feet.
fucking
Sitting
small
next,
table chairs and
oh, you
shit.
sitting next to me, bro. Knee damn near at the damn other seat and shit, bro. Get your ass, big ass down there. You better walk around or something.
Fans were looking like, "Oh shit, he going downstairs."
Oh shit! As soon as he got picked, he was like, "Oh shit! Wow,
Right.
damn!" I'm like, "Yo, and he looked like he came by himself, bro. None of his family was there. I didn't see
Nothing.
nobody with him.
Nah, I think it was one person sitting next to him that was the Asian guy.
Yeah, like
But other
maybe
than
like
that, that was it.
and
He was
maybe like I don't know, maybe like a token Asian dude that Joe Side put in the crowd, but like, yeah, man, go ahead, go to the draft with him. We gonna pick him. Wait,
probably
hold
an
on, and
NBA
I'm from
interpreter.
Brooklyn. Yeah, yeah. Ain't I supposed to go to Brooklyn? What? No, no. Okay. I guess I'm going to Portland. He probably came to the draft thinking he was gonna go to Brooklyn, bro, like, and messed around and went to the wrong fucking team.
Yeah, but somebody had to tell him that it's possible that you could get picked. So go and sit in the stands. And because
He got picked right outside the lottery, Scott. That's
I
16.
know,
That's
I know he wasn't in the green room. He wasn't in
bro,
with the
that
tables.
motherfucker was a second round pick, bro. Into the
That,
combine.
that's what I'm saying. He might as well have been home if he was upstairs, bro.
Right, right.
That's,
You might as well have stayed in China if you was gonna stay upstairs.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I say he didn't know unless that was like a last, you know what I'm saying, last second thing, and he just, you know what I'm saying, because everybody else is on the tables, everybody else is downstairs with
So
family. You know
so
what I'm saying?
basically, the Nets picked two players that was in the green room.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was only two
Ye,
players that was there that they
I
picked.
think
That was
Yegor and Danny Wolf. No,
Danny
Nolan was.
Wolf.
I didn't
No,
see Nolan. I
Nolan
didn't
was.
see Ben.
No, Nolan was there. Nolan did go up there. Didn't he go up there?
yeah.
I
I think
think
Nolan,
I don't remember.
Nolan went up there.
he was there. He was there. He
Yeah.
was there. He
Ben
was there.
wasn't there. Ben was home.
Yeah, Ben was still in Israel, wherever the hell he come. He's Israel.
Drake Powell was there. I know that for sure.
No,
I don't remember seeing. I
no.
don't
Drake
remember
was
seeing Ben.
home. Drake was in
Drake
North
was home.
Carolina. He was in
Right,
North
he was home.
Carolina. He
Right.
got on YouTube when they picked him.
Right. So
Did you see his YouTube thing?
I did not. No.
Oh, okay.
I got to go look at that shit.
One thing I noticed about him, he didn't stand up, but his hands, he had big hands. You could tell he's a baller. He got long fucking fingers. Like
Yeah.
you could tell that motherfucker can palm a ball. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. I seen his pickup games. Like a few days after the draft or whatever, bro. I seen his
Right.
pickup game. I'm like, all right, that nigga just look like he can't be stopped. I'm like, all right. Defensively, bro, he looked like he know what he doing, bro. He got good instincts, got
He seemed
great
like a smart
athleticism.
kid, and he's young, but he looked like he's, got a good family. She
Yeah,
talked about his moms and stuff. They were happy that he celebrated his pick with his teammates and people there. That's what he did. So,
hold up, Candace Parker got her jersey retired today.
oh, she did.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
she did.
it was
Oh,
Candace
okay.
Parker now. Yeah, that caught me off guard because I'm trying to stay away from WNBA content for a while. I'm out like it was
What
like I
happened?
don't know.
What happened?
Nah, that what something went down with DeWanna Bonner in the Indiana Fever, and I'll be honest with you, I don't like it, bro. Like it just seemed like something that was just out of the blue because obviously I'm getting word that she didn't want to play with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark don't really know the game, and she's a detriment to the team. She a part of her game is a detriment to the team. The other girls is gonna find out real soon. This, that, the third. I'm hearing a whole lot of. It's just a whole lot of stuff going on with the WNBA right now that I'm just like I don't even want to get into the mix because people have decided that they either pro Caitlin Clark or pro Angel Reese, and I don't even want it to be that.
Regardless of the skill level. That's
Regardless
what
of
it is.
anything.
Oh, okay.
Regardless
That's
of anything, I mean,
That's a terrible
and
situation to be in.
it is a terrible situation to be in. But the WNBA is going to try to make bank off of it just off the rip. Caitlin Clark is what they want. Like obviously, they don't want Paige Beckers, bro, because Paige Beckers isn't the 100,000% All American girl that Caitlin Clark is. Caitlin Clark is literally carrying Middle America on her back.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to say it like that, but it's almost similar to Larry Bird in the 80s.
Right.
Like Bird was carrying Middle America and White America on his back in the 80s.
Right.
Bird is from French Lick, Indiana. Never been there before. Never want to go. Like it is what it is. But the thing is, Bird got the respect of every fan base.
Right.
Caitlin Clark. It's been said that, and like if you watch carefully, Caitlin Clark, she's kind of getting the LeBron treatment.
Wow.
I'm like she really, I'm being dead serious. She's kind of getting the LeBron treatment, and I'm not gonna say that Larry Bird wasn't getting in somewhat of a treatment when he was in the 80s and whatever, bro. It was what it was, but I mean, you can see certain things happening with the game, and you can see Caitlin Clark enjoying more perks as opposed to like actually like like it's a weird situation, bro. Like I don't even want to get 100% involved in that
Wow.
because one it's women. It's women's sports. That's number one, and I don't want to feel like I'm all outlandish about it, bro. Like, and number two, the Liberty already won a championship, bro. Like, so I'm
Right.
cool.
Right.
And they won a championship in Barclays, bro. So it makes me even more cooler. So I'm at ease. I'm just learning to be at ease with certain shit, bro. Like, I'm not going to blow up too much. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I mean, obviously, bro, like I'm known to go straight fucking ultimate warrior, bro. But at the same time, bro, like I'm
Yeah.
trying not to. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
I know you was covering the WNBA. You was covering it.
I
And
was.
I was starting
I had.
I was starting to follow it too myself, to be honest with you.
I've seen something when I was doing the Seattle game the other night. Seattle was playing Indiana, and Seattle don't really have a bench, but I'm seeing certain things in the Indiana game that I was just like, yo, Indiana can win games without Caitlin Clark playing OD well. She's low key a detriment. She like the way that she plays is somewhat of a detriment to her team.
Well, she's trying to be a superstar. That's why.
Well, no. It wasn't just that.
She's trying to play up to her
I feel like
the quote unquote, you know,
she doesn't really she hasn't really mastered how to play the WNBA game. Even though this is her second year, I feel like a lot of what she got away with in college,
she ain't getting away.
She's trying to get away with in a W, and I think that's kind of the beauty of bringing of the fans that's being brought in because they want to see the same thing that she did in college.
Right.
You know, when they buy these tickets and everything. And this is why
Right.
the Indiana Fever grosses way more tickets than the Pacers, who just went to the fucking finals.
Right.
So I mean, it's crazy, bro. Like, but it's a weird situation, bro. DeWanna Bonner, she got waived, and she kind of wanted to, but I don't know how deep that situation goes. So I'm kind of following it, and I'm kind of not following it because the Nets draft kind of threw a monkey wrench and everything. So
of course it did. It threw a monkey wrench in all of us. That shit fucked us all over.
That nigga Scott was about to go crazy.
I had to take a break, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I'm out, Leaf. I'm gonna get ready to go and take care of a couple of business. Yeah. But thanks for being here. Like and subscribe, everybody. Leaf, where they can reach you at, Leaf?
You know I'm at youtube.com/Leaf LEEF 4788. Bro. Also find the shorts on TikTok at the same link, Leaf 4788, and on Twitter at Leaf 4788. Scott, man, I'm gonna try to maintain my composure as much as possible.
I'll talk to you later, Leaf. Thanks for being here.
No doubt.
Like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Peace.